4,000 damage to every monster in play, or every forward in play. Yeah, that's going to be having some power for sure. And of course, you know, they lose 2,000 power for each CP. Oh, jeez. I think I just read that as 1,000. Yeah, just gross. That's gross. New old ones. Lunith. All their job warrior lights and fire forwards other than her gain 1,000 power. Dull a total of 3 active fire forwards or fire backups. Choose 1 forward, deal at 2,000 damage. That is not a tap ability. She can tap for that immediately. So you come into play and then immediately tap her and 2 other things to deal 2,000 damage. That is bonkers. Personally, I see this more as you swing, you deal a little bit of damage, second main phase, drop this, boom. Or hey, guess what that really ends up working with? Hey, you know, I'm going to do this. I'm going to nuke a bunch of your guys. I'm going to just tap some of my guys. Nuke some. Oh man, just goes and goes and goes, right? So many deck ideas, so little time. Although, unfortunately, by the time I go to retire and get to build all these decks, it's going to be like Opus 470. But, well, you know, that's... Ooh, Mog. Helgigas, not bad. Let's see. Orphan. Ooh, another legendary. When it enters the field, choose up to 2 forwards opponent's control. Dull them. If you control 5 or more ice characters, freeze them. When it attacks, choose 1 forward opponent controls, freeze it. Solid, consistent, 9,006 cost. I think it's good. We'll have to see. Like, I just picked up a bunch of ice cards myself, and a lot of them were from the last couple Opus sets. They finally came in. We'll have to see if this guy ends up making the cut. He seems a little heavy costed, maybe as a one-of. We'll see. He still seems pretty strong. I mean, if you can't untap your stuff, it's a lot easier to hit you, right? I'm sick and tired of looking at all these Moogles that say standard unit. I really want to build that Moogle deck. Alright, enough of me complaining about my stuff now. Alright, Thief, Assassin, Arcanist, Red Mage. Hey, there we go. Foil Moogle. I think I'm just going to be taking that one for myself. Choose 1 card named Sarah or card named Noelle. It gains first strike or Brave until the end of turn. Oh, that's a foil starter one too. Cool. It's good because I got my starter sitting over in a box ready to open it and start deck building. Oh, Vossel looks pretty good, especially now that Ash is a thing. Pretty solid. Oh, there you go. Ozma. Always nice to have a couple of those in the store, especially when we get people that might want to build with it. You're probably going to want 3-ups for some of this stuff, right? Alright, let's find the shiny stuff. Ooh, shiny Doom Train. That's nice. I really like that. Prefer the Final Fantasy VIII Doom Train, but hey, beggars can't be choosers, right? Ooh, there we go. Cam Lanout. When it enters the field, you may search for 1 dark card and add it to your hand. It cannot be chosen by summons or abilities that share its element. At the beginning of your main phase 1, select 1 element. He becomes that element. This effect does not end at the end of turn. So far, we've had a lot of people asking the rules questions on this, and I'm sure it's going to be asked a million times. So you choose an effect, a type, and it just stays that type, and it gains another type later on. Unfortunately, it can only hold 1 type. So you keep a type, an element, and then it goes to another element. If they change that, that's fine, but at the moment, until they actually have an official errata on it, the understanding and all the rules that I've read state that there is no way you can have 2 elements on the same card unless it says on the card you can have 2 elements. Still, most people are only going to be playing 2 to 3 elements at most, more than likely 1 or 2. So being immune to one of those effects, pretty strong. I mean, depending on the deck you're running, if you're running against a water fire deck, you might have some problems because they have some bounce effects in water and some burn effects from fire. But then there's a lot of other ones that you might not even have to worry about because, for example, wind typically their thing is more making their guys unblockable. So you can just choose water and protect yourself a lot more of the time. So 5 drop, 9,000, and he searches for another dark card to add to your hand, which a lot of times might seem irrelevant when you can only have one unless you drop Chaos. He can tutor for Chaos, which can allow you to have more, so you can run the Emperor, and it just, of course, he's a dark element, but at the beginning of your main phase, select an element, he becomes that element, which means he's only dark until the beginning of your main phase 1 next turn, and he's no longer ever considered a dark character. So now you can play another one. So you play him, search for the Emperor, play the Emperor next turn, because it's the beginning of main phase 1, you choose Lightning. He chooses to do a Lightning, he's no longer a dark element, then you play the Emperor. Absolutely bonkers. That guy's going to see some play, for sure. The sweet combo potential with him, I can't wait. Alright, here we go. And fast through the stuff, let's get to the cool stuff. Everyone wants cool stuff. Ooh, what are you? So, when he enters the field, look top 4 cards of your deck, add one among them to your hand, and return the other cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. Simple, a scry style effect. I like it. That's some wacky art. It's like Dr. Seuss took a little bit more of an acid trip there. So he's got EX Burst. When he enters the field, you may search one card named Barbarous and add it to your hand. Tap an ice, tap him, choose one forward, dull it, or freeze it. One or the other. Seems like he could do a little bit more, but you never know. He'd be good in draft, I would assume. Alright, let's get some goodies. See, we're getting lots of the cool summons, the staple cards. Ooh, this one's pretty neat. Enters the field, your opponent reveals his or her hand. If he deals damage to a forward of cost 5 or more, increase the damage by 4,000. If he is dealt damage by a forward of cost 5 or more, reduce the damage. I mean, a 4-drop that's going to be hitting their big guys for 12. Wow. More grenades. Van. Yeah. Yeah, this one you'd say is a little strong. I think, personally, this is going to be the chase of the set. So whenever he attacks, you choose 2 of the 5 following options. Draw a card, choose a backup and untap it. Choose a forward, tap it. Choose one forward, gains 2,000 power until the end of turn. Choose one forward, it cannot block this turn. So I'm going to swing and I'm going to choose your forward, dull it, and I make the other one so it can't block this turn. And then I'm just going to keep hitting you. Or I'm going to gain 2,000 power, so now I'm 10,000, and I'm going to activate a backup to activate my summon. Gross. Absolutely disgusting. I mean, he goes in any deck. Any deck. Why would you not want to run something like that? It's just the potential with these light and dark characters is just starting to really grow. Alright, Sura. Ooh, there we go. That was actually kind of fancy with the style of the art. I really like the purple on that. So, 6,000 haste, 3-drop. During each turn, when she's chosen by an opponent's summon or ability for the first time in that turn, cancel it. Pitch another copy of her. Activate all forwards you control. They gain haste until the end of turn. All the forwards opponents control lose 2,000 power until the end of turn. Yeah, that might be a chase card for lightning decks. I think so. Yeah, I think so. Oh, and lightning. Simple, a 2-drop haste that bounces back to your hand. Simple, effective, I love it. Plus, you know, I mean, lightning's on the cover. You got to have some love for her. She's pretty potent. Alright. On to the good stuff. Ninja. Well, maybe the next pack. Diablos. Ooh, there's another one. Again, this is like the green, so this is more like your primal command. Choose 2 of the 4 following options. Choose 1 forward of 5 or more, break it. Choose 1 forward of 4 or less until the end of turn. His power becomes 1,000. Activate all your forwards, activate all your backups. So you're like, hey, you know what, I'm going to attack, do all this other stuff. Pay 5, I'm going to activate my entire team. If you got 5 in the back row, there's like it just pays for itself. Not looking forward to playing against that. As the sets go on, there's more and more combat tricks, and it's going to get harder and harder to get through all this stuff. So, all right, on to fun stuff. Fun stuff. We all want fun stuff. That's not fun. Again, all right, Yang. Cannot become dull by your opponent's summons or abilities. If you control 5 or more Earth characters, Yang gets 1,000 power and Brave. Yeah, not bad. He's consistent. Alright. Fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff. Ooh, a second foil legendary. Yusholanta? Again, I've never played the 14. She doesn't receive any damage from summons or abilities. You put her in the break zone, choose one summoner or auto ability, cancel its effects. Ooh. For 3 for 7,000? Yeah, that's scary. Fun stuff. I gotta say, this seems ridiculous, but this is like one of my favorite hunts from Final Fantasy 12. As I believe this one's, sorry, this is from Final Fantasy 13, but yeah, when the hunts when you're fighting the giant tomatoes in Final Fantasy 12. He cannot be chosen by fire summons or fire abilities. Pay a fire until the end of turn. He also becomes a forward, 9,000 power. When he attacks, deal 3,000 damage to all forwards opponent controls. You can only have activate this power once per turn. Hey, I'm just going to lower all your stuff with Ozma, and then I'm going to turn around and swing and just nuke everything. Who cares? Monster themed deck. Hopefully someone builds it. A couple of key cards are pretty expensive, like Mira, but thankfully we have 4 of them in stock. SequenceComics.ca. Check it out. Lots of little things, fun stuff. I really want to get some 4 foil fun stuff, but 2 foil legendaries. I guess I shouldn't complain too much. Alright. When you enter the field, reveal top 5 cards of your deck. Add 1 category FFTA2 card among them to your hand and return the other cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. Pay a wind, he gains first strike until the end of turn. Simple and cool. Alright. Oh, here's another one that I'm thinking is going to be a pretty good chase card. We'll see. I think this is actually going to be one of the promo cards. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think I saw somewhere online that this is going to be one of the promo cards. When you enter the field, reveal top 5 cards of your deck. Add 1 job, Warrior of Light among them into your hand, and return the other cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. When wall is put from the field to the break zone, choose 1 job, Warrior of Light, cost 3 or less in your break zone, play it on the field. Yeah, that's going to be pretty potent. If it's not a promo, it's your chase card. If it is a promo, a little bit less so. Mainly because stores like ours, we end up getting about 40 copies of the promo, and even if I give everyone a playset, I still end up having extras left over. However, out of that, I only get about 5 foils. The rest of them are not. So if you want foil one, that might be a thing. A little bit harder. Come down, play some events, win some stuff. I always like giving away promos. Minor. Right, until the end of turn. Calbrina becomes a forward of 7,000 power, and when she's put from the field to the break zone, return her to the field dull. You only use this ability once per turn. Well, a way to untap her. That sounds pretty interesting. I don't have an Earth deck, and I'm really starting to consider that I really want to build an Earth deck now, but I keep telling myself I can't afford to play multiple games if I'm going to keep doing this. Moogle Knight, another standard unit. Super disappointed. Not a Moogle. But he doesn't receive any damage from your opponent's summons or abilities. Neat. Is he going to go on my Moogle deck? Probably, because he still says Moogle right there. So that's good enough for me. Let's see. Yeah, pretty easy. And, oh, hey, look. Another copy of her. Not in foil. That'll be pretty good. Somebody's going to make good use out of that. That's one of those things you definitely want to play a play set of, which we've already gone over previously in this video. And fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff. Ooh, neat. When a character your opponent controls enters the field, put them in the break zone. If you do, your opponent discards 2 cards from his or her hand. Yeah, that's a little oppressive early in the game, huh? Put that in, you play a character, gone. It doesn't matter if it's front row, back row, anything. That's annoying. Oh, hey, look, I don't know. Oh, the new Emperor. As a field, you pay 1, so it's going to make him 4. But if you do, your opponent discards a card from his or her hand. When your opponent draws a card outside of his or her draw phase, choose one forward opponent controls, dull it, and freeze it. Hey, I'm going to draw extra cards. Well, you're not going to have front row, so deal with it. That's a kick-ass legend. Alright. Fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff. Ooh. Is that her again? Super cool. Alright. Fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff. When a star symbol enters the field, you may search for one category 11 character other than a card named star symbol and add it to your hand. Put star symbol into the break zone, play one forward, cost 6 or less from your hand on the field. You can activate this ability during your turn. Okay. Search for anything, play anything 6 or less. Yeah, that's not too powerful. No. Fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff. Oh, foil Black Knight. Neat. Fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff. Arc. Job War of Light forwards and wind forwards other than Arc gain 1,000 power. Dull a total of 3 active wind forwards or wind backups. Choose one forward. It cannot be blocked by a forward. Cost 3 or more this turn. Again, just like the other one, you can activate this and tap him because it doesn't have the tap symbol. You can tap him right away. So use and abuse that. Alright, got 5-6 more packs left to go, so let's get to the fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff. Arcanists. Boring. Fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff. Ooh. Wow, that's pretty cool. Select one of the following 3 options. This is actually one, even with all the previews, I have not seen. Sorry, I just keep raising my hand here, getting excited, and I'm just moving it right off camera. Alright. Choose one monster, return it to its owner's hand. Choose one character you control, return it to its owner's hand. Choose one forward, have its power until the end of turn. Round down. A 2-drop water. Yeah, I can see that having some play. Maybe in a couple decks, just, anything that's running water. I love all these cards that have multiple uses. Hey, here, I got 4 abilities on every single card. Let's do it. Alright. Going for the fun stuff. Warrior. Fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff. Ooh. I haven't seen that one actually either. Let's see. So, monster, pay a wind until the end of turn. He becomes a forward with 7,000 power, and Death Gaze cannot be blocked by a forward with a power greater than Death Gaze's. You can only use this ability once per turn. Level 5 Death. Tap him, pay wind, break all characters of cost 5 and 10 opponents control. Wait, cost 10? Is there a cost 10? Did I miss something? Or do we have another monster that has like one of its effects? At least there's cost 5s, but cost 10? Okay, I'm really curious now. I have a feeling that might be one of those ones that's more for a future printing, but yeah, I don't think there's any cost 10s as far as I can remember. Alright, you know the deal. Fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff. Another foil starter card. Scion 7th Dawn. Choose one active forward, deal it 1,000 damage. If you control Job Scion 7th Dawn forward, deal it 2,000 instead. Pretty easy. Backup character too. So, Cloud of Darkness. Enters the field, choose one forward opponent controls. It loses 2,000 power for each forward you control until the end of turn. When it attacks, choose one forward opponent controls. It loses 1,000 power for each forward you control until the end of turn. Yeah, I say that's pretty strong for a swarm style deck. It's unfortunate that a lot of these legendaries we're only getting one of. So you guys will want to start buying your packs and try and track down the other cards. Might have to get like I did last time in the other opuses where I'd open more boxes, but we'll see. More boxes, more opening videos. Ooh. Rosa, I believe we've already gone over her, but we got a foil, so those of you building Cecil decks, well, we got 2 of these now, so that's pretty cool. And Okay, another type 0. Again, that's getting pushed pretty good. So when it enters the field, you may search for one category type O summon and add it to your hand. Pitch a copy of her. Fire, tap. Put 5 backups into the break zone. Break all the forwards opponent controls. Ugh. Damn. That's some heavy cost, but if some of those... maybe if you have some of those backups that when they go to the graveyard, like... can't remember his name, but there's one, and it's a lightning backup. When it comes into play, it deals damage. When it leaves the field, you do something, you like search for something from your graveyard and bring it back. There's a few other ones that do similar stuff. That'd be kind of interesting. Work something out like that. Alright, fun stuff. Ooh, third foil legendary. Well, I gotta say, this box is pretty epic. So when it enters the field, choose one dull forward opponent controls. If its cost is equal to or less than the damage you have received, break it. Pitch a copy of Cecil, choose one forward. He deals you 1 point of damage, and the cost of the forward is equal to or less than the damage you have received, break it. Ugh. Alright. Edward. Enters the field, your opponent discards 1 card from his hand, choose a summon, cancel its effects. Alright. Last pack. This is the fun stuff. Balthier from the starter. You can see it in the starter, pretty simple. And last one, haste can't be. Okay, well that's kind of a flop. Can't be blocked. Kind of neat. It's kind of a ninja effect. Thanks for watching. Check out the web store. We're gonna be loading all this stuff up within the next 30 minutes. It might take a little while to kind of get the ball rolling, but it'll definitely be up there by tomorrow. And can't wait to see you guys in the store playing some of the Opus 5 stuff. Enjoy, and as always, like, subscribe, and give us some feedback. Thanks.